filter, T6, fan, and then the ductwork.
You lucky dog, Beard B. You got hooked up, my friend. Well, speaking of that T6 fan, where you see the instruction manual right there, let's go over setting up your AC Infinity fan. I know Forrester already did it for you, Beard B, but I got somebody that's on the YouTube that wants me to do a video on it, so let's get started. Alright, buddy. The first thing that we're going to go over is when you have this thing in the off position, which everything is controlled on the left side from the menu button. So, have it in the off position, and then you can adjust your brightness. You can turn it down to 1, or you can turn it off. Anytime you hit this little leaf button, it turns off the light. Or you can turn your brightness up to 3. We're going to keep it bright for the purposes of this. Now, you can also, I think, hold this button and it will change it to Celsius. Now, there's a way you can change it to Celsius. Or I'm going to leave it in Fahrenheit just for demonstration purposes. We can look up in the manual how to do that. I guess obviously I'm not sure. Alright, so when you turn it in the on position, this is going to run the fan at the speed that you want it to go. So if you set this thing at 7, when you run this thing in the auto mode, it's going to go to that speed that you set it at while it's in the on position. Got me? So let's switch to the timer. Now what this does is this will run the speed of the fan that you want it to for the set amount of time that you want it to run for. So this will run for 4 hours. This will run for 4 hours, 19 minutes and 40 seconds. And when it gets down to the end, it will turn off. That's good for if you're running CO2 or something. Now, this is the settings for your high temperature. And what it will do is the fan will kick on when it gets to the temperature that you set it at. I have mine set at 76 degrees. I have my low temperature at 50 degrees. I have my high humidity at 48%. Or no, I'm sorry, 95%. 48 is the current humidity level. The lower right is the setting. Then you get a low humidity. I have that at 36. Now you can adjust these here by pressing the up and down arrows. Then you have your alarm settings. And what your alarm settings are there's a little alarm that'll trigger when it gets up to the high temperature of 93. My low temperature alarm is set for 57. My high humidity setting is at 95, and like I said, if you want to adjust these, you can adjust them right here with your buttons. And your low humidity is at 32. Now, what I always do with this, and that's it, dude. That is it. All I usually do with this fucking thing is keep it on and run it at 7 or 8, and I just adjust it accordingly. I did have my low humidity alarm turned off. We can look up how to do that. But, that's about it, dude. Hang your probe down through your tent, down in the middle. Or in the middle of where, basically at plant level. And I'll show you in a couple minutes when we go in the tent. Basically where I hung mine and how I got my ducking and all that kind of stuff. I do not have a carbon filter like Beard B does. I wish I got one. And if I buy one, I don't know if I'm going to get one from AC Infinity. They're pretty reasonably priced. So Beard B, let me know what you think of that filter, man. Because a fresh filter is like $150. And I think the one from AC Infinity is under $100. So, but like I said, dude, this is basically how I run mine. I leave it on, basically just on the on position at all times. Because I really don't want my fan turning off in my tent ever. I want fresh air always coming in and exhausted air always leaving. So let's go and check out the inside. I hope that helps. If you have any more questions, I will put a link below to the new manual, and you can kind of go through from that. It's a PDF file, and it'll show you the you know, all the technical stuff and shit. But I mean, that's basically how you control this thing. Everything on this thing is controlled by this button. Like I said, this is all the setup. And when you have it in auto mode, the settings are adjustable. And like I said, I don't really run auto mode, man. So anyway, that's all. Let's go and check out the inside of the tent. And if you have any questions, hit me up, man. I'm right here. Hey, just one more thing. While you're setting these alarms and such, if you press both buttons at the same time, they will cancel the settings. So if you wanted to cancel your alarm, like my low setting alarm, you just press both of these. At least that's what it said. There it is. Hold both at the same time and it will turn off that setting. Just wanted to add that in. There are more detailed instructions from the link below from the file for the AC Infinity T6 fan. Let's go inside and see what they look like tonight. Alright, we're in the tent. I got my wire running down, you know, through a hole that's already in the tent and everything, and it runs right along, and then I have my probe hanging right down. See it dropping down right into the plant. So since these are up a little higher, I just kind of tug on the wire and pull it up. I got it all rigged up so I can do that kind of shit. And that'll give me an idea of my temperature right at plant level right there. So hopefully that was helpful to you as far as the controller goes. The instruction manual gets a little more detail on how you can change the calibrations, and you can turn settings on and off and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the plants real quick with the light off, see how they're doing. It looks like that glooky breath grew again. Hang on. Alright, I got some of this light coming back through here, but this glooky breath probably grew another 3 or 4 inches. They're ready to be fed again tonight. There's the autoflower and the other ones. And yes, icky stickies, I have cats running around here. As you can hear, the one is clawing on my tent right now. I got another one on top of the tent. And then I got 2 more running around here. I got 4 fucking cats. One's a mother and daughter, and the other a brother and sister. Not all from the same litter. 2 from one litter, 2 from the other. Well, one's a mother and baby. Good tabby cats, and you saw the big mama last night or the other night where I was, she came up and stuck her nose in the camera. But anyway, I hope that helped out with the controller. I don't want to make this too long. I won't make a separate video on a separate subject. But that is programming your T6 AC Infinity controller. Till next time, Dutchman420. Thanks for all the comments, everybody. BobDog420, Zoltrix Grower, Forrester, Beard B. It's Chrissy420. Mailman Vapes 2, and I can't remember the guy put up the question for the AC Infinity. I'll put a shout out to you on the video here in text. But till next time, this is the Dutchman420 saying, autoflower's coming, baby. And this thing's gonna be freaking Jack and the Beanstalk here. Keep on growing and smoking.